like the wind is free, like the water's deep. She's a burning rush. If you try to take what is in vain, watch it turn her life into dust, into
Hey guys, this is Andre once again from Trap Nation. Hope you're all having an incredible year so far. With the success of the last mix we did, I want to do another one, but this time where we showcase our label Lowly Palace. Just a reminder as well, all music in this mix is free to use on YouTube if you include the artist's socials and a streaming or download link to the song in the description. That's enough talking for now though. Enjoy the mix, everyone.
she been in your bedroom and know that feeling her on your skin. Think I don't know where your head's at. Where do I begin? Wrapping your fingers around her late at night, drinking. You let it linger, you couldn't quit. I think I'll leave it all behind. Love me a new one. I won't waste my time. Fuck it with you. Oh, let me show you how. Find me another. You can't break me down. Under the covers. Riding in the field of color after drowning in the sea. Weightless on the winds of summer after falling to our knees. 1,000 nights with starving nights have passed. I see you here at last. We rise so high above the rest, so close your eyes, don't lose your breath. Our hearts collide, beat through our chests. We're so alive, we're here at last. We're here at last. Oh, we're here at last. Oh, we're here at
Can't speak another word. I think
lose my nerve. Forward thinking got me moving my head backward. It's been so long since I felt this. I blame it on your winding hips. What I wouldn't do to taste the grooves of your lips. Left foot, right foot, turn around. Keep that whole shit underground. What I wouldn't do to say you call me home now. Left foot, right foot, turn around. Keep that whole shit underground. What I wouldn't do to feel your skin to mine now. I just breathe it in, take my breath. Never know when I need it next. I lose it all, hear you call. Ain't it strange, darling, you never know. Never seem to leave my head. You run this town, I paint it red. Confided in you now, I wish you knew what I meant. Cause I know your thoughts and you know mine. We're flexible, we chose to be blind. But is it such a stress to call you one of my kind? Left foot, right foot, turn around. Keep that whole shit underground. What I wouldn't do to say you call me home now. Left foot, right foot, turn around. Keep that whole shit underground. What I wouldn't do to feel your skin to mine now. I just breathe it in, take my breath. Never know when I need it next. I lose it all, just hear you call. Ain't it strange, darling, you never know. I just breathe it in, take my breath. Never know when I need it next. I lose it all, just hear you call. Ain't it strange, darling, you never know.
Left today. This is going to be the quarterfinals of the Winter Series Showdown Series Season 1, by the way. I think both of the teams are ready, actually. And now we can see that we have the fourth opponents. We have KarMiZ, who was able to climb up for yesterday and defeating an opponent, and Zohunt, who had a massive win against EVT, and now they're going to be heading into the quarterfinals. This is going to be the decider of who and which one is going to be going into the semifinals. So let's see what the draft is going to be looking like for the side of Zohunt as well as KarMiZ, because this time around Zohunt will be having the first pick. And I think Johan is kind of a weird draft, right? So they will always have a weird draft onto this side. You don't want to predict when you see Johan, man, because they have cheese picks, like something like Chang'e. And wait, talking about Johan and KarMiZ, right? Rem is gonna be going against his previous teammate, so that is gonna be
The
cinematic.
clouds are
So
ever
first ban
shifting,
is gonna be
but his
Sora.
heart
I'm
remains
pretty unsure why they
steadfast.
banned the Sora. They are the first pick, but again, it's okay. So KarMiZ here, they can ban away the Juicin, right, Chara?
Exactly, they can, and Jushin is honestly a very must-ban kind of hero
Butterflies
anyway. So
born
you do
by
not want to
violence,
give away the
guided
Jushin,
by
nor
lantern's
you want
light.
to pick it up because late game you're gonna lose it anyway. So technically speaking, these people they need to focus it out and they need to find a way to actually get a hero as their first pick, probably something like the Kalia, which can work around with a Lunox or a Carry or even a Claude, and then try to push forward with it.
Mm-hmm. That's what they want to do here. So Johan, they can ban. There's always about the room is that they either let go of the Grok, take the Hilda, um, ban the Hilda, take the Grok. They always do something like that. But at this point of the time, it's usually any ban for the.
Your team
Wow,
is banning.
I did say any ban, but I did not expect the Uranus ban coming through from the side of Johan. So this means that KarMiZ, they can
I am a
remove
daughter of
one kind
Northern
of
Vale.
hero. Okay, there
I
we go.
swear to
Freya. Freya
protect
was
it
such
till
a
my
nuisance in
last
the defensive
breath.
prime, right? So you want to ban it away.
Yeah, but that's exactly what the Uranus. I think it's a fair choice because recently Uranus has been performing really well in terms of win rates and stuff. But uh, you know what? We'll have to see how that one works out for them. And right now, what can they still ban? They can.
See
What are
value
they
in
even
me?
deciding on? Yeah, the
Your
Threaten.
team
That
is
You
works out.
should.
Threaten. If it was, oh wait, never mind. This is a good band. This is a good band. Yeah, Cody onto the Frighten was amazing yesterday, so it could be a good band, a target band coming through from the side of Johan. Onto the other side of KarMiZ, this is a good time to remove the Grok or the Hilda, because either way, if you let go of one, it's gonna be the first pick for the side of Johan. Unless they wanna go for the cheese pick again. This is why Johan is such an annoying squad. They go for the chaotic style and always picking away the heroes that you don't expect it and win at that one against that too.
Valor
But
and royalty in a
they
dead
wanna ban
body.
out the
Team
Leo
is
more,
picking.
huh? Okay. So they are kind of giving out a leeway for the side of Johan to either pick your options. If you go for the Hilda, we'll take the Grok. If you take the Grok, take the Hilda. Hmm. They still let go of the Fanny. So if Blade is a dude, right, he will first pick the Fanny. I don't think he will though. Decider. This can be something else though. Wait. I think I would rather. I think they might rather Hilda than Grok, but the Grok can counter out the Hilda again.
Let them play the
So
hero.
there we go.
Your
None
I
of
will
it
be the
is a good
truth
absence.
this
This is one of
world
the
desperately
Destiny
needs.
perfection. It's gonna be the Yuzhong that is gonna be picking away. But on to the other
Come on,
side, the
Dexter.
Kermis,
It's our
they do have an
showtime.
option to try to go for the Cloud, and there's gonna be a direct Cloud pick onto the gold lane side. I'm pretty unsure why they did not prioritize onto the Cloud, because it was already a given that Kermis would have been going for the Cloud anyway, because they already banned away the Freya.
Welcome to Grok's Castle,
team
Okay.
tiny friend.
Nintai, I think is gonna be onto the Grok. So they decide to give out the Grok. So Ilu, I think you can play the Khalid here because the Grok, not the Grok. I think the Fanny is a safe choice now because they already picked out their the roam, which is not really a lockdown, but the Grok can be annoying for the Fanny too. Oh, Minlay!
The
Oh,
southern
jeez! This
seas
is
are
gonna be the
my
one trick picked away.
domain.
Minlay is gonna be onto the Kadita, finally left open by the teams, man.
Allow me to lead the
And Hilda,
charge.
of
Your
course.
team is
This is
picking.
such a textbook pick coming through from both of them. One trick
Honestly,
Hilda.
yeah. Oh wow.
It's not. I'm joking.
Literally. Like, I mean, Kadita
This land
against
is our
Grok and
homeland,
Claude,
and
I
it will
mean,
soon
is
be our
banning.
burial
it works
ground.
wonders. This Yen man, I mean, I don't want to share it right now, but yeah, his goal, it's good, but he's losing to me, but okay, fine, whatever. Uh, uh, he just
Okay.
needs to find the trajectory which his team wants him to find. Because if Cody goes in for something tanky frontline, like but Cody needs to go damage here though. They've got two very tanky picks already, the Grok, the Lapu. I
Yeah,
think
that's right.
the Suyo would be a decent choice if he can dodge the Kadita. Other than that, not the Lucas. Lucas doesn't work against the Kadita. We saw that.
Mm-hmm.
What else can we really pick? Oh, the Leomord. Oh no, Leomord is banned out.
Yeah,
Uh,
they banned it.
it's only the Suyo that's valid so far here.
They call me a
Yeah, they
hero
have to let it go,
because I
but the
saved my
Yushin
nation from
is gonna
falling
be the
apart.
prio ban here. I feel like, Blade hasn't been playing the Fanny, but he has been spamming the Yushin and the utilities like the Leomorts, like the Xbox. So Yushin is one of his comfort too. So I think they do know that, so they ban it away because given the fact that Rem will be knowing them pretty well, they know that the Yushin could be a very valid option for the side of Blade here. But onto the other side though, what can Johan ban here? Wait, what is wrong with the screen? There's something wrong with the screen.
Yeah, I think that's just the network. I think it's the
Your
network.
team is banning.
Yeah, it
Okay, there
was
we go,
the
there we go.
slight bug here and there. And oh, is it me or did Prime not ban?
I don't think they ban it. That's why I thought it was something of a
Um,
bug. They didn't
I
ban,
am
huh?
vengeance
Moscow!
incarnate.
That's top tier level respect, man.
damn. I mean, Blade can easily go in for the Fanny here. It's only a Grok. He
That's
just needs
why.
to
That's
dodge
what I'm
the
saying.
wall. The walls have
Mhm.
like a 10 seconds cooldown, so that's enough to get a pick off onto the
Yeah,
mid lane or the goal lane. So I think Blade can Lancelot here, he can Fanny here, he can even Hayabusa if he wanted to. So we'll
I
see.
rather, yeah, I mean, I rather he play the Fanny than the Lancelot because,
Yeah, of course.
yeah,
Comfort.
his Lancelot is, yeah, nasty, but in a bad way. Fanny is nasty in the good way. That's the difference. Okay. I think Goldie still have a Basha that he can play, so this should be a ban on the bit of a
Alright, got 'em
jungle.
lined up
Oh
in
wait,
my
they
Your
ban away the
team
Kimi.
is picking.
Okay, this is a target ban for Rem here actually. He's very comfortable under the Kimi, right? But does he still have the Farsa? But do
The
you want to go
Immortal One
against the
chose
Farsa
me to
against the
vanquish the
Your
Vega
team is
shadows
and
that
the
picking.
plague this
Kadita?
world.
But like you said, it's gonna be the Suyo that they wanna opt out for. So yeah, this should be a Harriet's for Prime, maybe a Fanny for Blade or a Lancelot. Which one is better here, though? I would say Fanny against the Claude.
I would also support the Fanny. And even against the Suyo, the Fanny is just going to be very goaded in this
Mm.
draft. Prime got his Harriet, though we have been saying it for a year and a half now.
Yeah.
Do not give Prime his Harriet. But
No.
hey, people never learn. And wait a minute.
Oh wait.
Oh
Seriously, he
no.
played the Hanzo yesterday, though. I
Oh
mean, in
damn.
ranked games, can
Hanzo
he
buff.
do it?
Hanzo
Because
buff, bro.
Hanzo
Hanzo buff
buff,
works wonders. Especially against the Grok, it works wonders. Oh my god.
the tankiness,
Like
right?
time
Those
to
standing in
shine.
my way
Oh,
will
Your
be
Zoe
team
devoured.
instead.
time.
No. I was
Sheesh.
I was thinking that Zoe could come true, but against the claw, right? You
Payback
would
time.
rather go for the Fanny than anything else, but maybe comfort is what matters here. And there we go. It's gonna be the signature pick for Ram as well because it's gonna be removed with the. It's gonna be targeted with the Kimi, so that's the only option here. But I don't think Farsight is a good pick here though, because there's already the Kadita, right? And there's a Yuzong
Kadita and the
again.
Joy and the
Yeah, that's the
Yuzhong.
way. He'll die.
Oh dear.
One purify is not enough. So I
Exactly.
hope he have a good positioning with this because the Versa if played right and positioned right, he can be a bit of a counter for the Harris. He gonna be needing a little bit of a help though against the Harris, but this is solid lineup coming through from the side of Johan yet again. But the Grok, can be the game changer from Nintai.
The draft looks very like. I mean, comfort wise, it's in the
Welcome
hands
to
of
Mobile
Zohan, but
Legends.
we'll see how
5
KarMiZ decides
seconds
to
till the
play
enemy
this one
reaches the
because they
battlefield.
have been
Smash them.
performing and they just need to keep up their
All
momentum.
troops
But
deployed.
Yep.
if we were to judge the Land of Dawn present before us here, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you once again to the last game of the day, the first match of the best of three. 2 more to go, provided they go for a 1-1 and maybe one more if both of these teams decide to go in for a clean sweep. So far, both drafts look decent. A little bit of that lane advantage coming in the hands of Team KarMiZ because they have the Grok as well as the Barca. Yellow needs to be a little safe there, but in terms of jungle, I think the Joy will have a faster clear.
Yeah, he's gonna be having a faster clear into the early stages of the game, and Joy has been direct for a long time. Joy has been used as a direct counter for the Studio, right? Because it have a good magic damages, and when it get the second item, which is supposedly most of the time gonna be the Holy Crystal, he's already good enough to try to dive in most of the time, and that is definitely going to be abused by Johan as well. But I think the rotation can come through on both of the sides here yet again, because of course the movement coming through from the Joy is definitely going to be up to the par. But onto this other side, I think this is a good rotation coming through from Graham, right? Against the Yuzhong, you want to rotate out onto his lane, never mind Nintai flickering away.
So, and now as far as we can see, Team Zohunt does not really have the goal lead or anything. It's so far equal for them. But in terms of EXP, I feel like Zohunt wins this one. Even on towards the goal lane, Yen is 4 now. He's winning. But as the game progresses and time gets with items, I think the Harriet will have a much easier time. Onto the mid side though, Hilda definitely pressuring Rem into forcing himself towards the backside, making him need a bit.
Yep, this is the first of the Elu here onto the Hilda here, but they are able to chunk away a quarter of HP, so the turtle can eventually be started upon by the side of KarMiZ here, unless the Steam will have another thing to say.
First blood.
Definitely can be the first blood being taken down by Poki onto Dusty Mizo. Not the best of situations to be in because Mizo is considered to be the level up counter, but there we go. Suyo will find the retribution quite easily. Joy was nowhere to be seen in that, but he did take away the red, I feel. So that's a good decision making coming in from them. A small little micro. Oh, Ulu needs to be safe. But the rest is gonna lock in. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Wow, okay.
Okay. Movement, that's the perfect sidestep coming through from Elu here. The dude has been playing the Hilda for a long while, right? So you might be able to be doing that. Rem though, able to walk away. That's the power of the Purify. Now I think there is one target down, but they still aren't able to have a pick off, so everything might be in favor for the side of KarMiZ here right now. They are positioning so well, but Nintaido, look at that.
Engage will get the knock up onto 2, but Ilu will manage to run away with a flicker. Cody is trying to chase him down. Will get the kill with the blade surge. I mean, it's the nerfed blade surge, but okay. I mean, play should be able to get his HP back. Yep, that's a passive working wonders for you. That's to need to kind of look away when engage. Will get stunned right away by Rem and stopped in his tracks as Suyo goes back to farming. Onto the goal side though, we need to take a look at the items for Claude and Harriet because Rem is here for the backup. Then he definitely will be using the Petrify. That's way too much damage. And Nintai is definitely there on the backside scouting for anybody he can find.
I think that was a good Purify there. If he hadn't Purified, it could have been a sure kill coming through from Ram, and the early rotation coming through as well. But hey, mid-lane! I think we caught that in 4K HD, by the way. That's gonna be a 35 miss. We gotta record that, but late.
Oh no, late?
There?
I mean, it's okay. We managed to dodge the last blast of the electrifying, the airstrike, and the electrifying beats was just used to clear as much as possible. That's in the middle of 3 people here. Yes, the Petrify will be baiting out the Purify from Rem. So technically the turtle should be an easier engage, but that's no Petrify, no Purify either. So who's going to make the mistake first? Oh, look! Oh, look at Rem though!
Hello?
Yep. That's the thing we were talking about. Who makes the mistake first? And it's going to be Rem. They're definitely trying to go in for the gauge of the trying beat. They're taking a lot of damage. Will get taken down by Nintai's tech charge. But Fine takes down Cody as roughly will find Cody in the backside, and now Nintai will also get taken down by Dusty Mizo. He can try to get a little bit of the chase in, but will use the battle meter image to just back off.
I think could have been. It shouldn't have been a win by Johan if they did not have that big pick off onto Rem right there. And I think Elo still just walking directly to a first. I think it's gonna be dead. No, easy, easy. There we
He's
go.
dead. His partner is like, you kill me once, I'll kill you twice. That's the kind of
Yeah.
exchange they're having right now.
Maybe some beef, yeah, I'm cooking something, I'm joking. But I think at this point of time, Johan are not relaxing, and this is not a team that relaxes either. So KarMiZ have been very calculative on whatever engages that they have been creating upon themselves, because they do have a pretty simple synergy, right? They go for the textures, they go for the airstrike and try to let Cody in, but for the airstrike, just for the zone against the turtle though.
Exactly. And now that's another turtle being secured by KarMiZ, and somehow Zohunt is kind of losing the map control that they would have liked to have with Harith on their side, because they need to give Prime the time he needs to farm up as much as possible. Look at that though, he's using some approach to clear the lane, which means that Ninja gets a more signal to try and go for an engage, but Prime being the Harith healer he is, definitely manages to stay alive despite the pressure being created onto him.
I think it's important that the Harriet doesn't be needing that farm, but wait, Cody, how is he still able to survive that perfect rough way? But I think it has something to do with the turtle. Look at that though, Elu. He might be trying to dive in, but it's gonna be stopped with the wall here. That's the presence of the god that can do against the Hilda. But right now, the steam is there with the dragon.
Yep, can see the engages coming in. There's one turret being destroyed by the side of Team Zohan, but onto the bot side as well. Lapu is kind of doing the same thing by cutting out the waves so the minions can push in. But yeah, Blade will be there for the rotation to easily clear out the minions for himself. So that's like a mirrored kind of rotation, but Zohan got the better end of it.
And the fact that Cody was still able to survive every time is definitely going to be in favor for the side of KarMiZ here, because him not being dead is definitely into their favor, because he's able to reach out onto the XP levels of the Joy of Blade, and that is definitely what you want to do when you are a Suryo and you are going to be onto the losing matchup. But hey,
okay, Mentally, we see why you are the Kadita player you are, but that's not enough damage to take down either Poki or Yens. And that's a Purify used up though. So at the Lord fight, it will be more useful for Dusty Mizu to get the Petrify off that Lord, provided.
yeah.
Oh no, yeah, that's going to be a loading Petrify already, and Rem gets bursted down by the Petrify plus the Electrifying Beats combo.
That was actually a great execution from the side of Johan. Whatever fights they are in, they are so aggressive and chaotic, and they actually won it out with that. But without Ram being there, I think it's definitely going to be a good one. Pokey spotted out.
Definitely will get the stun onto Prime, but Prime, oh my goodness, he's still making it out alive! But the tech charge, it doesn't really work out there. But Poki has the sustain as well, and he's able to take down Prime. Cody here trying to look for an engage onto Lulu. The Blades are like expires, but they are still gonna commit to it a little bit. Ren though, the positioning! Blade with the joy. That's just an amazing engage coming in onto that side.
I think that was he did not expect a Blade to be there onto the perfect timing there, and I don't think he actually has a say in that, because Joe is actually moving very fast whenever he wants to try to go for the kiting. And I think this would be a failure coming to him, because Cody, I don't think he'll be able to reach on time, because the dragon is going to be popped and it's going to be getting zoned away. There's no way they'll be able to try to get this Lord here, so it's easier to try to defend it rather than to try to contest it. But the thing is, they do have a the late game potential. Their second plan should be the Claude. Even onto this Claude, he will be able to have a good clearance in comparison to the Harris against those neutral objectives, so they can play around with that. But there's also one factor that KarMiZ have been successful in defending some turrets, but bot lane though, 1v1 again.
Prime getting marked down so
Prime?
much. The tech charge. Can he? Oh no! Oh my god! He really just made it out alive, nearly. Wow.
Oh
The
my
damage
goodness.
from Poki was enough. I think his Purify was like a second or two.
Yeah.
Jeez, that's just called bad luck at this point.
If he survives that, he could have been, goated, so goated. Of course he wouldn't be, but the airstrike just for Joan, nothing. Look at that though.
Oh, indeed, a blazing duet on the backside, dealing quite a lot of damage.
What?
Late Black Dragon would be used to just back off, but the Lord is going to be charging down top lane, so that's one turret being given away for free, while Mintley tries to take down the one down bottom lane, and here as well, they are trying to mark it on mid lane as well. Blade will be used for them.
Turret has been destroyed.
Purify and run away at the same time.
That was a good bait onto the Purifier as well. I don't think they really want to fully commit on to the far side here because even Blake wasn't ready to try to dive in again. But I think that is a very, very good waste onto the Purifier right now. This means that whenever does he have the Petrify, it's gonna be earlier than the Purify. He can go in with the dive and just get a kill onto Ram because I think he's gonna be the main damage source as of now because I think Ivan is still far ahead, far behind because he's gonna be needing at least one more item. That's gonna be the Trinity. And into the later part of the game, right, when you are against the Joy, you kind of need the distance as well, which means that you're gonna be needing extra item. Prolific gun, by the way, and I think he's gonna be actually able to do as something when he gets there. And I think KarMiZ are kind of waiting for that. But Ilu though going in.
Just maybe fine to make a kill.
Oh.
Right onto Ram, able to use another Purifier as well.
Purify?
But as he on the backside, gets the bigger kill. Prime finds the kill onto the end this time. Only 2 people alive from the side of KarMiZ. The domination is not being seen anymore because right now Mintley has the wishing light and Prime will also be picking it up real soon. He has the Holy Crystal and that's the power spike he needed along with the Starlion's kit. So technically enough, Zohunt is at an amazing lead right now. Yeah, there we go. That's the knockup from the fish lady. And actually sustains it all along the rock waves and stuff. Oh no, Rim mistake. He had to use up his purify as well.
Oh.
Jeez, that was so close.
The Kadita shouldn't be put into the hands of mid laner. This is the reason why it's mostly banned when you play against Johan 505. This is cool. And onto the side of Johan, they already got 2 holy crystals, which means that they have a lot of magic damage and a lot of good items into their kit as well. They are very rich when you have holy crystal under the 10-minute mark. This is already 12. But I think Boki has been successful in trying to defend himself and sustain a lot of those damage coming through from the side of Johan. But this is the fact that Ram has always been getting zoned away is costing them quite a lot. It's all mainly done by Ilu here, and the other zone potential. Oh, never mind. Look at that engage though. Oh.
Exactly. So yeah, they just decided to back off, I guess, because the Lord is gonna be coming down top, and they need to save on
They do understand that this Lord will be a little bit delayed into the top lane side, so they need to wait until the mid lane as well. But when it is able to go in, I think it's gonna be either Minplay or Dusty Mizu who will be trying to set up for the team, and I would like if it was the Dragon instead of the Kadita that can do all of those. Look at that though.
For the dash strike. Prime will manage to dodge it, and that's the amazing engage coming in from the Grok. But it isn't going to be of any use because Minty manages to nullify everything.
Wow.
His own knockup. So there's going to be 1 inhibitor in their hands, and the rest of it actually being defended by the side of KarMiZ. But they're still looking for more. They go to the Sunspot Rain on the backside. Oh, the joy! They'll be forcing Rem to back off 2 damage dealers out. Only the left and left, but onto the backside. The Cody will manage to find out some of it is.
Oh!
That is the question because Ryan is still looking for more as Cody finds a double onto Mintley too. But Blade here will get the chase. It doesn't make the play, and he is gonna get taken down. Prime is the only one alive so far, but he doesn't position land to try and get damage. But oh no! Oh my God, Cody!
Oh, okay.
But
What?
Oh, Ilu with the ultimate.
You know.
Gets the kill, and now it's gonna be trying to knock down the base. That's like crazy. Being a tank and knocking down the base with the minions.
This is Johan anyway, because the first time they backed away even when they weren't successful with the damages that they had and unable to take anyone down, and they were backing away. That was the discipline that Johan did not have, and now the re-engagement was the one that Johan should have. This is their style, and yeah, it doesn't fall behind. And I think they're gonna be throwing some of the states just a little bit here. They're gonna be losing a little bit of the gold lead that they have right now. A little bit of a bleeding space for KarMiZ here. And I think they're full built onto the damage for the studio here. Cody might eventually be able to take some people down and get the damages done when he have the right targeting. Mainly though, I think he might be something onto something disgusting here, because the positioning so far is like he's just trying to go for the kiting when the Lord is already up. And this should be a contest, because I don't think KarMiZ can defend if they let go of this Lord.
Exactly, so that's the whole problem. And look at him, who's on the backside. He's taking in quite a lot of damage. Clippers out of the strike zone. But now that means it's a green signal for Blade to go in, and he goes in and he gets knocked up, and he is still sustaining it all for some reason. Dusty Nina will be the one falling free, while Ninta is the one from the side of the Karmiz, and now Poki will come out alone in the middle of 4 people. He's still trying to sustain it. His Crazy Spin's passive is regen much of that HP, and yep, that's gonna be Blade bursting him down instantaneously, and now the Lord should be free access for the side of Zohunt, and yeah. There we go. Freddy's gone as well. Yep, that's a pretty sure and easy Lord for these people.
I think it's mainly because Cody did not have the rose gold either. That must be his last build. And of course, the studio is kind of weak against magic damage killer, so this is also one of the main factors why they picked away the Joy as well, even though they had the Kadita already, even though they have the Harris already. I think this time around, it's definitely going to be good for the side of Johan here, even though they look like they lose onto the team fight because they lose a lot of members, even though not a lot of members. They took a lot of time taking away Poki. They did buy time for themselves to try to wait for the Lord, and they managed to get a kill onto Cody as well, which being an opening for them to try to take the Lord freely. They should be able to end the game here if they don't, you know, do their classic Zohan chaos. Yeah.
I don't know why they. All these games, bro, why aren't they able to end the game with the Lord? It's like somehow or the other, someone or the other throws with the Henry and tries to go in. Uses the Petrify, and okay, that passive really safe. They're trying to deal some damage. The Winter Showdown will be used up by them. But what in the world is this? Everyone is escaping at 1 HP and no one is getting the base. It's just the inhibitors are going down, and right now it's gonna be a long game of lane pressure coming in by all these people, and nobody is gonna be taking the Lord. More people are Lord, 1 person defending base until there's a sudden wipeout. That's just the course of these games.
That's exactly what we are looking at right now. But Poki though, I think that's a good John coming through. That's Timizo will be taken down by Cody. Might be next into the chopping block here. They're still in the chase.
That's the buff we were talking about. That's the cooldown buff. Oh my goodness. Hello.
No, the wall. The wall happened.
The wall. Jesus. Oh.
This is so signature, you know? Coming through from Johan. They decide, okay, Blade! Nah. Yeah, very questionable, but I think he thought that he might be able to dash away. But Elo is going to be the only one surviving there. 18 minutes for Dusty Mizo to come through. That's not the best clearance that they have so far. KarMiZ will be marching into the mid side here. Elo the sole survivor. Can he be able to defend these right now? He's going to be quite tanky enough. There's no much of a burst, but the ball might eventually be saving them. Look at the dragon though. Oh, but
Cody, but he's gonna be oh, the passive is the game changer here, and now the rough wave is gonna melt Poki at all costs.
No!
Alive, the Queen Sphinx passive, that singular heal from his skits for skill. Just wow. What in the world was that survival? I have no words for this.
This hero should be nerfed, man. I mean, we do not care. You know, it shouldn't have been the Yuzong that got the nerf. It could have been the the Lapu Lapu, man. What is that passive that he have with the heal? That was amazingly well done, and I think Poki also knows how to utilize onto this passive as well. But the mark first will be popped in tie. Look at that.
Red team hero has been slain. Blue team hero has been slain.
Currently winning this fight though. 8 down to be 2. Yen, Cody is back online. Yen is down, so Williams, that's 2 damage dealers already gone. While the side of a team Zohunt, they can actually take the Lord here. It's going to be the 20th minute Lord, the highest Lord of the game that you possibly can have. But I just don't know because they do not have time. So is it even a good choice to try and take it? Because Cody is actually pushing down the base, and these two are doing everything they possibly can to try and delay these people. Oh no!
Oh, what?
Nah.
Okay.
That's just nah. And look at Ilu though. He realizes the mission is not these people.
He's going again.
Yeah, he's going for it, and he doesn't care. And so is Dusty, and yeah, that's going to be game 1, all in the hands of Zohunt.
I'm sorry, man, but
Victory!
it's always trust in Zohunt to pull this kind of stuff, right? They will be throwing out and they will be not letting anyone predict what their next move is gonna be. And KarMiZ did really, really well, especially Poki. He was so good into the zones. He was sending them back most of the time, not letting the damage dealer back into their own place. But then again, it's always Johan with the weird decision makings that kind of macro that you don't usually see on normal matches. But man, I think they took their time, right? They took their long time. They could have ended the game into the second Lord that they took into the 16th minute of the game, but they had to have a little bit of a throw, give it time for KarMiZ to have their farmed up as well. Even was hurting quite a lot at that point already. But the amount of crowd control and the damage coming through from the side of Johan was so much for even to handle, and he got taken down. And I think that kind of opens up the way for Johan to end the game.
That's exactly what. And for now, Zohan will be taking away game number 1. That's a 1-0 lead for them in this best of 3. And we will soon be back after a short break for the quite possibly the last match of this quarterfinals.
Put a glass box around her and she'll break the glass. If you try to cage her in, she'll light the match. Oh, she's like an animal, it's in her blood. She will turn every chain into dust, into dust. Into dust. Like the wind is free, like the water's deep. She's a burning rush. If you try to take what is in the watch her turn her life.
Hey guys, this is Andre once again from Trap Nation. Hope you're all having an incredible year so far. With the success of the last mix we did, I want to do another one, but this time where we showcase our label Lowly Palace. Just a reminder as well, all music in this mix is free to use on YouTube if you include the artist's socials and a streaming or download link to the song in the description. That's enough talking for now though. Enjoy the mix, everyone.
She been in your bedroom, I know that. Feeling her on your skin. Think I don't know where your head's at. Where do I begin? Wrapping your fingers around her. Late at night, drinking. You let it linger, you couldn't quit. I think I'll leave it all behind. Love me a new one. I won't waste my time. Fuck it with you. Oh, let me show you how. Find me another. You can't break me down. Under the covers. Riding in the field of color after drowning in the sea. Weightless on the winds of summer after falling to our knees.
8K?
Yeah, 8 gibbles.
Oh,
Benny.
GG, good night.
Oh, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Time to drop the beat of the flash.
Your team is picking.
I think the draft is already set then for both the teams because I like when we already see the 3 bans, right? Because
Yeah.
KarMiZ right now they ban away the Yuzhong, the
Valor
Jushin,
and
and the
royalty
Kalea.
in a
Oh, the
dead
Kalea is
body.
completely ignored, right? And Joy actually banned. I don't understand, but I do understand out the Fredrin and the Sora though. That's a target ban from Cody. He doesn't really care because he's gonna be picking away the Leomut first pick here. You know what I wanna see, Sarah? Lapu Lapu in the hands of the Steamy.
Exactly. So and that's gonna be an instant Leo Mordlog coming in by Cody this time. Like you do not give him the Fredrin and he's gonna go in for something like the Suyo or the Leo Mord. It's the meta, I know, but I think he's very biased towards fighter.
Among the planes exists the
Yeah, they
equilibrium.
are. That's why he's gonna be in this big fan
I swear to
into
protect
the
it till my
Leomut.
last
Oh wait,
breath.
that's gonna be Prime's hero, right?
Aren't you gonna ask a lady to
The Freya.
dance?
They completely let go of the Freya. So they want to let go of the Freya because they want the Esmeralda to come true. I don't know because the last time that we have seen the Freya trying to get countered.
Fight! Fight for the
Your
ultimate
team
answer.
is picking.
That he wanted to play a little bit of a boxy kind and deny deny the Eve instead for the side of KarMiZ tier 2.
Your
But
team
oh
is
wait, what?
banned.
Don't tell me this is gonna be Blade on the utility. It is.
Interesting choice, I'll say. But against the Leomord, though, the Baxia is not that good of a choice, especially just because the Leomord, like the Esmeralda, I can agree the anti-heal effects hits hard, but that Leomord is just something you can't.
Your
Payback
team is
time.
It
banning.
doesn't work out that way.
I mean, I don't know what this team is cooking, but all I do know is that you cannot play the assassin because of the Hilda, so that's that. But onto the other side, the first star band, that's a target band right from for Pokey here, and they can let go of the Kimi because they already have the Basha that cannot really die against the Kimi because that's a very, very good option here. But for the side of KarMiZ, they can ban away the XP laners right now. They ban away the Yuzong already. The Uranus can be
Your
banned.
team
They
is
can let go of the
banning.
Lapu Lapu because they already have the Esmeralda. Unless they have the Esmeralda, they want to put the Esmeralda into the gold lane side, they can ban away the Lapu Lapu too because that can be a target ban for the side of the Simizo as well.
The
Kadita
southern
ban. I
seas
would have
are
expected
my
the Kimi,
domain.
but they already, like I said,
My
the Basha is
kiss.
already
Your
there, so they
team
Will it
cannot
is
really do
grant
picking.
that.
immortality
So Elise
or
ban now.
death?
So for Dusty, I think these can be an Arlot, but if he plays the Arlot now, the forwards can come through, so they can pick out the what is this? The room, right? What do Ilu wanna play here? Grok? Grok is still there.
Exactly. Yeah. And honestly enough, onto the EXP, they can go in for the what is this hero again? Ah, the CC. Yep, they can definitely go in for
Let's
the
make this
CC.
celebration
Because
Your team
Okay.
you
is
know
sparkle
what?
like a
picking.
They
winter
have got the Freya for
wonderland.
the goal, so that's three damn front lines. So
Mm-hmm.
if they wanted, they could send Blade with the Yisun jungle and swap the Baxia for a roam here.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not really a big fan of the box Sharon just because it's not that tanky in comparison to the Hilda, right? But they can work well with that too because that's one of his kind of main hero, right? He's comfortable onto that too. But now that I don't think I should go for the Claude here
Come and
because
join me
it's a
in my
Freya,
dream
but
world.
Rem will be not messing around. That's gonna be the
Our
Lunox, even though he
determination will
already see
never
the
be
Yiv.
Your
extinguished.
team is
This
picking.
is such a expensive draft coming through from the side of KarMiZ here. I hope they can win it out on this because they are going to be losing onto the mid lane side already because there is a presence of the Yiv, and of course the Yiv will always be winning out against the Lunox into the early stages of the game. But then again, the Claw is actually very good when you play against the Eve, right? So they want to do that, and I was kind of expecting the Esmeralda to go against the Freya into the gold lane side. So this will be a roam. So do they want to play the Grok now? Because I think the Grok is good against the Lunox here. And the Hilda too, yeah. So Ilu, what you want to play? Gatot?
From the forge of
Oh wow.
creation,
They want a
I am
Gatot
the
here.
bastion of order.
So they wanna fully commit with the Gatot the CC combination. Huh. Okay. Not the worst, but not the best. I would have opt for the Grok here unless it's banned. Yeah, it's not even banned. Why did they go for the Gatot? Yeah, they need to reach out to the Hilda, right? So that can be a. They want to be fast with the rotation with the Gatot together with the Hilda here if they have a good ton right now. But finally, Minley will be onto the Eve here this time around, a little bit passive onto the heroes that he's on because there's always going to be the dive coming through from the Hilda most of the time, and of course the Cloud as well. But that should be into the later part of the game that they have to provide. But onto the other side of the game now, it's going to be very, very important for the side of Johan to have at least the first turtle. It's more to deny rather than to have a benefit for themselves because I'm pretty
Welcome
sure if
to
Cody is able
Mobile
to get out the first
Legends.
turtle, he's always going to be able to have a
5
good
seconds
kiting
till the
race.
enemy reaches the battlefield.
Yeah, that's
Smash
exactly
them.
what. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the
All
land of
troops
dawn
deployed.
once more. And this is going to be quite possibly the last and final game of the quarterfinals if Team Zohan decides to go in for the clean sweep. But if KarMiZ can come back, then we will be going for one more tiebreaker, and the prime confidence already is going in for the lane play. Because we know it's a Claude, and the Claude in the early game cannot
Yeah, that's why. That's why they usually play out the Freya instead of the Claw into the first phase of the game. But I think even it's much more comfortable into the Claude. So in their do or die situation, they should try to go for this aggression here. But Cody, I think it's gonna be taunted.
definitely taunted, but Poki though, he's trying to steal away a little something. Gets caught by 4 people. That's gonna be a taunt, and yeah, that's gonna be a very, very dangerous one for the side of Team Zohan.
they are able to find Pokey down. So this might eventually be giving a little bit of a leeway for the Mizo to have a good laning phase, because one death is already costly enough into the early stages of the game, especially when you are into the side lanes, whether you are a goal laner or an XP laner. It's always all going to be in favor for the one who didn't die yet. But this time around, I think Prime, he's so free onto this Rhea. It's getting disgusting because he's able to see where the farm is going to go for the Cody, for the Leomord. And you don't usually have that, but look at that CVT.
Still can see a bit of an engage come in by either of these people, and now Phantom Seed is going to come in. The double knockback coming in by Cody. But remember, the team don't want to lose the pretty people to handle. Cody gets one, the God of Kaja, but that's the curtain call. Gonna be locked down. And Mintley gets a double onto Cody, but they are also going to delay the process. Just a little bit overextension. Maybe they could have just let the CCC going to kill and
Yeah, he did not need the stun because they already have the current call. So I think they can go for the re-engagement here right now, because this time around Blade might be eventually fast enough to arrive there onto the lower. But hey, look at that though.
Definitely, we can see the killing spree come in from the side of Mintley. That's just how goated that Eve is onto the mid lane. You do not want to see a Eve as your lane opponent unless you have some kind of an amazing dive-in kind of composition who can burst down the Eve in a matter of seconds. Possibly something like Farsa, Kadita, those work, or maybe the Yuzhong onto the XP or the Freya in the late game. But that late game takes time. And for now, he will be the one sealing away the girdle from Blade. That's okay, PR moment for you. Anyway, he needs to run though. He will be very low and finally gets Blade. Now they've got a back off here. He's gonna be caught in the middle of all these people. Prime definitely goes in for the engage. Flicker out. Prime flickers as well. That's gonna be a double engage. Taunt comes in by Hindu. Definitely very perfect engages coming in by these two teams right now. Yen has to flicker out, but in play. Just waited for that engage. Oh, what is that bait? What in the world is that bait, Prime?
Red team hero has been slain.
Oh, he's there, right? Thank God he's there. But this is gonna be poking next onto the chopping block. He's gonna be taken down. But I think it was a long way to team. But that we can see right now, Ilu in trouble. Nintai finally able to find the low HPs that he's been looking for. But onto the other side, the Stevie though able to get a lot of gold plating, which means that he's gonna be able to have a lot of gold lead right now, and he's gonna take out onto the first wheel as well. But onto the other side, Cody, I think, is opting to go for the first wheel onto the wall X, which is gonna be giving him a lot of sustain and a 2 damage as well when deemed necessary. But looking at the position so far coming through from the side of KarMiZ, they wanna rotate up onto the top lane side against the CC, but I think Dusty kind of knows that something isn't right, so they do not want to force onto that as well. So this might be a mirror engage coming through from the side of Zohunt right now, but they cannot really do it because even this time around will be so behind onto his positioning that they cannot really read out. This is something good for the side of KarMiZ here. They don't want to lose out their goal laner again and again, no matter what the situation is going to be, because it's going to be the damage that they need into the later part of the game. But look at the position from Elu and Blade though.
Exactly so. And right now, as far as we can see, there's gonna be another engage. We that Zohunt, but Rim will be the one finding Blade in this time around. First, I'm doing too much for his handle. Slapback coming in from the side of Zohunt. They take down Ren and Nitai as Prime is the one killing all those kills, but right now everything. But Mizo is sustaining it all. Splendid. Prime should be able to get Prime needs to run. Could have gotten one more kill there, but it's Dusty Mizo instead who secures the 4th kill in that team fight. And now Poki will be the only survivor. They need to find a way to nerf down Poki, I believe, because he's gonna be a major threat in the late game.
Yeah, they have to have the Eve to be available when they want to poke onto Pokey here, and I think he's able to do that. But it was so confusing to see that the player was still able to survive, but Blade able to get the turtle, so Nintai unable to do anything because they don't have the jungle around. But this Freya is going to be very, very nasty here. He's going to be able to get onto the top turret as well. But Ram though, he have the flicker right now, but he still shouldn't go for the engages onto mid lane, because wherever you see mid lane, you're always going to be seeing Elu, because that's how you want to protect your mid laner. when it's an Eve, by the way, with 514 to the score, you know that he's going to be having all the damages and he shouldn't die, because if he's dead, there's no poke onto Pookie. That's the Esmeralda, and of course he's going to be having an incredible amount of shield with that away. But top lane, I think they want to rotate a bit out onto the top side. But Ilu, though, look at that team might spot something.
Exactly. So he's just looking for an opportunity to try and go in, and that's honestly just one of the tactics these people have to wait it out for, because the side of team KarMiZ, they are more takeoff comp, while the side of Zohunt, they need to wait out. That's exactly what we're talking about. Oh, what in the world are you doing? Holy! What? How do you manage to do that? How do you actually manage to do that? My goodness, right? But that's the power of the Borax that he has already. That amount of sustain from just the ultimate and its shield. It's just crazy right now.
And I'm guessing you might go for the endless battle as well into the third phases of the build. I wanted Cody to, prioritize onto the Hunter Strike rather than the Warwick, so that at least you'll be having a good movement speed and a bit of penetration. That is what is necessary into this team fight rather than the sustain, because I think he's going to be the main damage sources when they are engaging upon. Of course, Ram is going to be there, but Ram is always going to be getting targeted by the XP laner here, so you cannot really be solely dependent on him. Even also going to be needing a lot of farm. I don't think he's going to be into the Trinity just yet, just 1.5 build here. But Pokey right now, Phantom Seed coming in. Wow.
A light ultimate that will be used up at Luna. So that's not really late AOD, but Prime, the damage isn't too much for anyone to handle. Blade the power of a Boxia. Crazy sustain from that Zohan, no matter what they are doing. But onto the top side, though, that's a sneaky little turret push coming in on that slot.
Red team turret has been destroyed.
Yeah, that is the only way he is able to play the card at this moment, because he cannot really join to the team fight, because it's always going to be melted down. On top of that, there's always going to be a bursty competition coming through from this side as well. Pokey solo defending onto this turret. This man's drives is definitely up to the party and very amazing. He's still so aggressive. He loves the turret so much, and I think it's very valid that he is able to do so here. But right now, Blade is going to be he needs the turret's response though.
Oh sheesh, it's actually a vengeance Esmeralda? Okay, that's
interesting.
And now the brilliance being used by the there. AOC won't do anybody. Time is taking the current damage, he needs to back off. That's the reason why the ultimate Lunox, but Blade though, gonna be caught out just a little bit, but he decides to back off, but then the team comes in. There's not really any toolkit left for the side of the room except for the right down. Now, so that's a very good engagement from Sound Target, and they're actually looking for more here. Pokey definitely zoning away mentally as much as he possibly can, so yeah, that's not the best of situations to be in.
But look at the position of KarMiZ so far. He's just trying to go in a 1v1 situation if he wants to, but a Dusty is going to be around there somewhere, so they cannot kill Pokey though. Primer, I think he's got to be careful. He has to have the shield so the Esmeralda can do anything and everything to him. But yeah, for Pokey to be taken down, he's going to be needing Winley into the vicinity of him. This sounds like a second speed. Wow. He got deleted in there, yeah.
So with the leader, and look at Hintai, bro. Hintai, he's still a little too far ahead for the kill damage. No filter on. I mean, he paid for what he did. Someone needs to stay alive for now, and that's all they need to do, because they've got every resource they possibly could want for the late game. All they need to do is take down the Rod and probably Lunox, and that's it for them.
Yeah. That's what they are thinking, and I think this is most of the time you can see the Lunox has been the main focus coming through from the side of Zohan here, and I think that also gives them a good start, because they're always going to be joining him away. Looking at the build so far, a bit of penetration and a anti-heal into the hands of rammed onto the Lunox, because it's very required for him right now, because like the heroes coming through on the side of Zohan are so tanky, and you're going to be needing to burst out the Freya, the Boxia, and on top of that is also going to be the Gatot Gacha here. But meanwhile, for the side of Minley, I thought he did not have the going on. Interesting enough, he got the Lightning Trinket instead.
nade breaks him once again. The AOG again lands a bit late and doesn't land on anybody, but Prime is already taken down. Then in the midst of it all, Korea is taken down as well by amazing positioning this time around. He finds the double as well, stealing away all the kills from Prime possibly wanted. But now KarMiZ will try to find that mid lane tier 1 with 3 members dead. It's going to be an easy lord and tier 1 on the mid side.
I think that was a good drone coming through from Elu, right? That he was able to drone, not Pookie, but the Claude away from safety, and he was forced to purify, so he had to go back with the BMI, so he wasn't there on time to try to deal out the damages as well. But yeah, Rem being taken down to the early fights has always been in favor for the side of Zohunt, because they cannot worry about Even anymore, because he's always gonna be late, and even when he is late, he's always gonna be getting drawn away by Elu. Especially he wants to do that, because the more he gets hit, the more he's gonna be getting out those passive, and he's gonna be healing away when he get the basic attacks on time. So I think it's very well calculated by Zohunt here. Look at the zones coming through from Pokey, though. It's the only one that can sustain everything is Pokey, right? And he cannot do anything alone, though.
Exactly. So, and now the Lord is gonna be easily defended, I believe, and that's no inhibitor being taken down.
Blue team turret has been destroyed.
That tier 2 on the mid side, and that's the way for them to
Blue team
try
turret has been destroyed.
to get a kill, but Indo here taking quite a lot of damage, and Impai is doing the same at the same time.
Oh.
Tie down, that's a flicker getting wasted out. Okay, interesting. But the side of Team Zohunt, they're just gonna have to back off and need to wait for those minions to go next.
3 items already for Minley, which means that he's gonna be dishing out a lot of damage. And you know, the later the game goes, the more the Eve is gonna be hitting, because the cooldown he's gonna be having onto the first kill, and the Void Blast is gonna be lessened down, and you'll be able to spam it a bit by bits and as continuously as possible too. And even heroes like Hilda will not be able to survive. So I think they did a very good job in trying to fight over his flicker, because the flicker is gonna be having a longer cooldown in comparison to the RWM here. 1v1 situation for Justin, Mijo, and Minkai. Over here, able to do anything though. AOG?
Oh no, AOG this time is kind of the positioning, and that big threat, dealing damage, but it's not enough to chunk down anybody, because that's just a disadvantage of having DHS nerf onto you. And as a DHS core user, you will be facing quite
That's also the reason why they are struggling, even though they are trying to go in. But Pokey finally will be taken down. Prime might be taken down again. Yellow will be falling too, but the teams are able to get a double kill. But right now, Prime in a 1v1 situation, still able to win it out. That is the power of the Freya that we were talking about. He's always going to be on top, no matter what the situation is going to be, no matter how low is it going to be. I think there was a full set onto the Vortex as well as the corrosion side, which helped him survive for all of those, and the knockouts coming through again. Yeah, that was definitely unfun. This picks right now is looking so good, but this time around, Meantime might be in trouble here trying to get a kill onto the KarMiZ, but he's still able to survive with the help of the RWM. The Lord will be for the taking for the side of J1, and I think this can be a good start. But the thing is, KarMiZ, they do have a good clearance with the Claude and the Lunox. It's just that they don't have at the opening. Lightning Truncheon built away by Rem. I don't know. Maybe he's kind of needing. He's gonna need that Genius one as well, or maybe the Holy Crystal too, because he hasn't been able to survive for a long while, and the damage is not going to be enough for a long time. Trinity already built away by the Claude even here, but it's going to be needing up at least the Winner of Nature to fight against Prime onto the Freya, because the lack of the items made him lose out onto that 1v1 situation.
That's exactly what it is. As far as you can see now, and whatever network issues that I'm having, but it's fine because right now, as far as we can see, it's fine. They're willing to try and go in with the Lord. They haven't synced up their lane. They're letting the Lord go up top. Only Indo is trying to kite it a bit. But onto the mid side, Prime is definitely trying to mark down that tier 2 and should be looking for the inhibitor as well. The Lord is strong enough right now to try the inhibitor. Brilliant with green stuff. That's a green signal for Prime to jump in once he decides to do that. But nah, okay. Okay. But okay. So for now, Ram will be taken down immediately by Emo. That's a really chance being used up. No, wrong battle mirror image into the range of Freya's ultimate, and that's going to be quite possibly a wipeout as Prime is going to lock down the base, and Zohunt will be securing game 2 as well for a 2-0 progress right victory.
That is going to be the fourth team and the final team that we're going to be seeing to the semi-finals in this tournament so far. MVP is going to be Mr. Minlay onto the youth, of course. Yeah, he is able to do so much with just one death on a hero that doesn't really have mobility, and going against a hero like the Claude and the Hilda on, of course, Pokey onto the Esmeralda. That is very, very, I mean, it's very congratulatable, if that's a word. But I think Johan, I think they really find a good footing there into the team that they are able to survive from, and letting go of Prime's Freya is not gonna be the best here, man, because you cannot really win in a 1v1 situation no matter how the timing is gonna be. And even I think he did make a mistake in trying to go in when there wasn't any damages in. He was farming the whole game, but he wasn't able to find the right place or the right position to try to get out all of those damages that he have done. But that was the game that we had so far. Right now, the last teams that's going to be moving into the semifinals, we will be having the semifinals tomorrow, so that's 2 games, and we're going to be going into the grand finale until Sunday. So I think this would be a goodbye, right, Shara?
Yep, goodbye and good night, and have a pleasant day tomorrow, everyone. While you wait for us to come back right in the evening, we will see you with these 4 amazing teams in the semis-finals. For now, for today, this will be me, Sarah, taking my leave alongside Debbie. Thank you for having us so far. We'll be back tomorrow.
Nothing can withstand the withering. Against the endless erosion, my strength grew weaker by the day.
True power dwells within the spirit. Try to embrace all that you are.
Nothing can withstand the withering. Against the endless erosion, my strength grew weak.